So guys, in today's video we are going to cover Fog of War, and by the end of this video you should have a better understanding as to what Fog of War is and how you can use this to benefit you in the game over other players. Now if we take a closer look at the minimap in Black Ops 4, you'll see instantly that it is slightly different to all the other minimaps that we've previously had in Call of Duty. More so, there is a cone in your direct line of sight. Now this is your Fog of War, and what this actually does is gives live information of players' whereabouts to you and your teammates and vice versa on the map. So anyone in that highlighted cone will come up on everybody's minimap live. It won't be a pulse, it will be active information, almost as if it was a VSAT. Now this is the reason why I believe the UAV costs more kills in this game to obtain than previous Call of Duties, where it's more like 3 kills. So here I demonstrate exactly what Fog of War does. Now you can see the grey cone straight ahead of me. You can already see Killer in the distance, but he's not illuminated until he enters that grey cone. This is your Fog of War, guys, and even though he's in vision there, he's not in the cone, he's not highlighted, but when he is, he stays on the heads up display, which is very important when your enemies are saw by you or your team, because that information is translated to all of you. Now if you do want to exaggerate this, there is actually a perk that can do this. This is Team Link, and as you can see, the little circle around me isn't that big at the moment, but the moment that you pop on Team Link, this is now the area that is surrounded by the Fog of War. So you can imagine if people are trying to sneak up on you from behind with knives or stuff like that, or people are literally just on the other side of the wall, this will give out that information, which is very effective. And this is why I tend to run a counter UAV over a UAV in this game. A UAV is very valuable to most players, however players who know how to manipulate the Fog of War and use it more advanced than your average player will definitely get more information off it, and this is why you want to penalize that player by using the counter UAV, which I personally feel is very effective in this game. So now you have a better understanding of how Fog of War works. You can use it to your full advantage. Say for instance you're going for an AC 130 and you know you need 100 points to get that AC 130, and you're about to go around the corner into the unknown, and it's going to be you raging if you don't get your streak. Well, you see a teammate coming along and they're going in the same direction as you, so what do you use that teammate as? You use those teammates as your UAV. You send them out. If anything is lit up out there, then more than likely you know there's an enemy there. There are going to be people that can counter this. I believe Ghost does counter this to a degree. I do need to do some testing, but as I've mentioned previously, guys, I'm currently away from home, so I haven't had a chance to test this out, but it seems to me as if it does work against it, but only ever so slightly. Marrying this with the skull indicators on your heads up display, you'll know where the enemy has killed one of your teammates, and you should get a clearer picture as to where the enemy spawns are on the game. And after taking a closer look at Fog of War, it starts to become more clear as to why Trek chose not to put the VSAT in the game, because it would make Fog of War redundant. It is what I would believe is another crutch for the newer player. It's another way for better players to get spotted instantaneously, so there is some additional help on the heads up display. But again, the heads up display, as I've said previously, is what makes a good and a great player. The difference is there between the two. A great player uses their HUD just as much as looking at the map, whereas a good player will probably look at their map awareness more than their heads up display. Guys, there are many buttons you could hit, but a like and subscribe button, I hope they took your fancy, and as always guys, don't forget to stay on the right track. Peace.